So, once again, this proves why we can't have nice things. Now, before we start, you might think that people might have a point. But just to, so you're aware of this, what I'm about to talk about is a movie made by a Chinese man in China. And it's being called racist against Chinese. By who? Of course, the same people who do it all the time, Twitter. Slanted Eyes in Chinese indie film I Am What I Am sparks backlash. I Am What I Am, also known as Lion Dance Boy, a Chinese animated feature released in the country on December 17th, has found itself in the eye of a social media storm about eyes. The film, which is directed by Haipeng Sun, revolves around three teenagers from the Guangdong province who set out to master traditional lion dance. So while ancient culture is central to the plot, the setting is very much the real-world China of today. This alone sets the film apart from most Chinese animated hits of recent years, works of high fantasy steeped in mythology. And I recommend watching the trailer. It is absolutely gorgeous. Pushing the realism, the filmmakers opted to give the characters relatively small eyes. The idea was to break away from the beauty standards of online influencers and filter aesthetics and try to explore the aesthetics in animation from an angle of reality. I mean, because really, think about animated stuff that comes out now. Big eyes. This is set more in realism. I mean, look, their hairstyles. I mean, their hair looks very realistic. But it's so weird because it's like their hair, the setting around them looks very realistic. But then you see their skin, and it's like how smooth it is. It's very odd looking. So you have realistic eyes put onto a body, with skin that just looks fake, with hair that looks real. It's very weird. But, and tried to explore the aesthetic and animation for angle reality, writes nationalistic Chinese tabloid The Global Times, paraphrasing producer Mai Zhang. For some, though, the designs don't represent Chinese people so much as racist stereotypes of them. Viewers have taken to social media to condemn the film. This is how Chinese people were exaggeratingly portrayed during the colonial period. We've been discriminated against for so long that this doesn't look so strange to some people. Reads one Weibo user comment. Another Chinese person wrote an essay arguing that squinting eyes is a greater offense to Chinese people than depicting a black person eating watermelon and fried chicken in the United States. Large eyes are very common in Chinese CG films. Well, that's the point, because it's so common. These people have obviously went for a more stylized version, but also very more realistic. You don't see people in fucking China walking around with wide fucking eyes. No, the eyes here are very realistic. They're very realistic looking. But from the shapes, and they're more realistic. So just because you're saying, oh, well, we're so used to seeing this, doesn't mean it's racist. Yeah, large eyes are very common. Just because it's common doesn't mean that's how all of it has to be. For Zhang, this reflects an assimilation of foreign ideas, not the small eyes his film contains. The Global Times continues, the response to slanted eyes of the character shows that we lack aesthetic confidence in our aesthetic view of animation has been homogenized given the huge influence of Japanese and American animation, Zhang said, adding that the selection of such an ordinary boy perfectly depicts the spirit of strength and resistance to life. I Am What I Am is popular with those who have seen it, earning a user score 8.3 and 9.5 respectively on film reviewing platforms Dubad and Maoyan. It screened at LA's Animation is filmed earlier this year, and its Chinese gross to date is 164 million, according to Ent Group. The question of racism aside, the controversy shows how approaches to character design can be entrenched in the industry to the point where even a subtle deviation makes headlines. Hollywood animation is no exception. Designs are so homogeneous here that when a film like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse dares to do something a bit different, everyone takes notice. We dream of a day, as we're sure many industry artists and fans do too, when this kind of experimentation is the norm. And then we have some really awesome like poster art there. We got them. We got the characters right there. They're absolutely gorgeous. We have another one of the characters, the female character right there. Like, what do they want? Huge anime-style eyes. These accusations seem absurd considering the makers of the film. Aesthetically, this very much appeals to me, but then again, I'm not Asian. I mean, some people do have eyes that are far apart. Because if you notice, his aren't that far apart, and his aren't that far apart either. It's just this dude who's got. But some people just have eyes that are far apart. So I mean, it's always fucking Twitter. Always fucking Twitter. Like I said, Twitter has now become judge, jury, executioner. If they don't like something, they will just bitch and bitch and bitch and bitch. And then suddenly, the Chinese person who made this film is suddenly canceled. All because they think it's racist. I don't see an issue. Like I said, it's just off-putting the fact that they have very realistic-looking hair and realistic-looking eyes, but their skin just doesn't look very real. It's just off-putting. But I've seen, I watched the trailer, and it looks absolutely amazing. Like, look, like, this doesn't look like it's animated. It looks like it's three characters who are, CG'd into this gorgeous setting of like a lake or river or whatever. Like, it doesn't look like it's animated. It looks like it's real. We have these nice settings, like this little village. I mean, look at this. But no, somehow this is fucking racist. I said this in the last one that I was doing with Cho Chang. These people get offended over everything, and if that's the case, never go outside again, never go online again, turn off your phones, and just become a shut-in, because you obviously are mentally incapable of doing anything. It's fucking ridiculous. When a Chinese animator or whoever created the film is accused of racism because of the eyes, shit has hit the fan. When a Chinese person makes a film in China with starring Chinese characters and they still get called racist, things are bad. And that these people are just so fucking miserable that they just want anything to complain about. They do it so that other people, they're like, oh, well, we better do it now because these people are apparently too fucking stupid and weak to defend themselves. But look up the trailer. Like I said, it's absolutely gorgeous. Female character right there. I mean, look at this area. It's just absolutely the clouds, the sky, everything about it. It just looks like they were taken and just like plopped into a realistic setting. But this is why we can't have good things anymore, because even something like this, Chinese film made in China by a Chinese filmmaker, and it's still being considered getting called out for racism. What a world! I was looking this up on Twitter, and also Mad Pat was trending. Mad Pat just did a theory on security breach, saying that the crying child from was it FNAF 4 and Gregory are like the same person, or you know, something remotely close. Like Gregory's like a robot, animatronic. So saying that the books have a lot of children who are animatronics, like in Silver Eyes, Charlie is a girl, and we find out that she's actually an animatronic, that her father has built her during different stages of her life. So she has a smaller version of herself when she was a child and a teenager, you know, but she's actually animatronic. But yeah, so honestly, I thought they would just say something. Yeah, crying child, brown hair, hair strand, dark eyes, well, striped shirt, shorts. I mean, off topic, but they don't do anything in these games for no reason. Kind of like Vanessa having purple nail polish, connection to Afton. They don't do anything for no reason. But it's music, man! Anyways, yeah, like I said, watch the trailer. It's called I Am What I Am. I'll just leave it below. But this is the world we're living in, where a Chinese man in China who makes a movie based in China is called racist because they make their eyes too slanted or slinted or fucking stylized or whatever. It just shows that these people on Twitter have no fucking clue what they're talking about, and they will get upset about anything. So, I don't know if it's going to come to Netflix. I mean, stuff like this usually comes to Netflix. I hope it does. But yeah, show support to the fucking person who made it. You know, I'm tired of people on Twitter. I'm just tired of them. They are the most intolerant, close-minded, egotistical, narcissistic, freaking group of miserable human beings you can ever see. It's all about them. Everything is racist. Everything's homophobic. Everything is a phobism. If you don't agree with them, you're a fucking Nazi. It's ridiculous. These people need to just shut the fuck up. If you don't like how the world is, go live in the fucking woods by yourself. Go fucking live in Alaska by yourself. Go live on a fucking island by yourself, because you're too much of a little fucking snowflake to live amongst everyone else. Chinese man in China makes a movie about Chinese kids. Somehow racist guy. Give me a fucking break. Anyways, you guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.